We live in the United States. We are supposed to be living in a society that's free, land of the free, home of the brave. Every single one of these videos has been censored and stopped because they don't want this information getting out. We're the only ones on the entire planet of the 7.7 billion people that really have proof of what is truly happening. Now, guys, I'm telling you, there's some disturbing things that are going to happen, I think, in the near future. If for any reason you see Facebook or YouTube or channels shut down, you know exactly what happened. But I cannot believe that today, in 2020, that censorship is so blatant. The worst thing that I have ever seen, and there's a reason they're censoring everything, because they don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to know all the different hospitals that are completely open. There's nothing going on. They look like ghost towns. They are telling doctors to go home. They're firing doctors or letting doctors go and PAs go all over. I'm not just talking about this. The video footage in part 5 shows 2 different people in New York City, one in the Bronx, one in Brooklyn, going to their hospitals and showing they look like ghost towns. I've got footage from Germany in hospitals. I've got footage from Italian hospitals showing nothing is going on. So I'm telling you guys right now, be highly suspicious. The stuff that I was going to show in part 5, which you'll still be able to see, exposes the coronavirus having not only having a patent, but having multiple patents. And these patents have been filed years ago. The coronavirus, COVID-19 itself, has a patent on it, and it was filed in Europe. I did some very, very deep investigative work. I entered into Google, and boom, pops up who owns it. Certainly, there is no more freedom of speech. You cannot say anything. They may not be able to throw you in jail right now, but they'll certainly take your microphone away. They will take your platform away if you say something that they don't like. I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm not here to put words in your mouth. I'm not here to put thoughts in your head. I'm only here to show you what you can see with your own eyes and then let you decide what truth is. This is going to be a new world order. No, this is what they're going to try to make it into a new world order. I'm telling you right now, guys, I don't want you to be afraid, okay? I'm saying this because I'm angry. I'm not afraid. And remember, fear is one thing, but if you allow fear to dictate how you act, if you allow it to motivate your actions, that's a totally different thing. I've talked about this over and over again. I want you to understand the difference between danger and fear. Danger is real. It is not an illusion. It is tangible. It can kill you. Danger is real. Fear, on the other hand, it completely exists in your mind. It is an illusion. It's a figment of your imagination that you created. You created it there, and it lives there, and it can paralyze you. So do not allow fear to be your motivator. Do not allow the smoke and mirrors to fake you out. This is a distraction. This is an illusion that they're trying to create to dissuade you, to distract you so that you don't see what's really coming down the pipeline. Because what we do now, what we do between now and the next month will determine the outcome of the human race as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not saying that to be dramatic. I'm not saying that to be melodramatic. But those of you that know what vaccines do, those of you that know what the agenda is, those of you that know the misinformation that has been perpetrated over the decades, he who controls the narrative dictates history. So if you control the narrative, then you are going to be the one who writes the history because there's nobody else around. But guess what? I plan on being around. I know you plan on being around, and we will write the history and we will control the narrative because the truth has to be known. It has to be known so that our future generations can remember what happened today and not allow it to happen again. And this isn't just about the United States. This is about every country, because there are people in Italy, in Germany, and in the UK that feel the same exact way, and their governments are doing the same thing. I think that Trump is one of the lone individuals out there that knows what's going on. I mean, whether he knows the truth or not, he's been very cavalier about COVID-19. He's been trying to downplay it. He's been trying to get the economy started. Rand Paul, the same thing, who's a doctor in the Senate. There are people that are trying to do the right thing. Those are the people that need our support, but there are others that have an agenda, whatever that agenda is, whether it's a globalization agenda, whether it's mass vaccination agenda, which is part and parcel of the same thing. I'm going to share something with you that has never been discussed, but I'm going to share it with you because I really think this is a possibility. Because the greatest demographic right now on our planet are the baby boomers. They're growing older and older. They have the highest deficit for housing for the aging. They have massive amounts of life insurance policies that are going to come out. And right now, part of what I was going to disclose in part 5 was the mandate to change how death certificates are being signed and how they're being filled out. So now, if somebody dies from a lung issue, they have to put down COVID-19, and then they put down underneath it pneumonia or COPD or emphysema or whatever. That has to be a secondary diagnosis. There are already people that actually went to the hospital, worked, people died, they filled in the death certificates, went home, came back the next day, saw the paperwork, the cause of death on the death certificates had been altered to COVID-19. And this is happening everywhere. So think about the growing senior population. If there is a fine clause in the life insurance policies that for natural disasters or pandemic, life insurance policies don't have to be paid out, and they're talking about human population control, we've talked about human population control, this is unprecedented. Remember that you are ultimately responsible for your own life and for the life of your children and your family. If you stick your head in the sand, if you block your ears and say, I can't hear anything, I can't see anything, the price that you may pay may be much greater than you're willing to pay. This is a time that everyone needs to be aware and everybody needs to know the truth. And there will be people that are going to attack you and say all sorts of things. You should see some of the things that people have said about me putting this information out, but it's obvious they didn't even bother looking at the video because they're refuting the science that I'm showing on those videos. These are videos showing what's actually going on in hospitals, what's going on in hospitals in Germany, in Italy, in the United States. It's talking about death certificates that have been altered when nurses and doctors that have gone in the next day after their first shift and the people that died the day before where they had their cause of death had been altered to be changed to say COVID-19 as a cause of death. The mandate now that's coming down from the CDC is that if somebody dies, that if it's a respiratory related condition, you put down COVID-19 first and then you put down the COPD or emphysema or pneumonia, whatever the other cause was, as a secondary cause. Yet, if a child dies of a vaccine, you never put the vaccine down. You put the vaccine down as a second or third thing. You can't put that down as a primary cause. So it's interesting how they're flipping things around. But if everybody knows this, or even half the population knows this, even 1/10 of the population knows this, they will not be able to do anything. If you're a veteran, if you're law enforcement, if you're in the military, guys, this is the time. This is the real war. I'm not saying get geared up and locked and loaded. That's not what I'm saying. But be prepared to get geared up and locked and loaded. And pass this information on. Pay it forward because the world needs to know it.